Hiya, it's me again, Leslie Ann. So, we're back. We're all trying to be a little bit healthier at the minute. So tonight for tea, I'm gonna cook a risotto. I'm going to do salmon risotto for me and the children, and then because my partner doesn't eat meat because he's vegetarian, he's gonna have sweet potato risotto with an egg on top. So we don't need loads of stuff. We will have, what have we got? About 250 grams of risotto rice, 2 tiny sweet potatoes for him, about a handful of frozen peas, a litre of vegetable stock, 1 onion, and then for the salmon, instead of getting like the really expensive salmon, these just come in the freezer section and they're just a lot cheaper, but they're still got the blue tick on them. So yeah, shall we get cracking? And I'll see you all in a bit. Right, yo, so I've chopped up our sweet potato, got them all chopped up. I'll pop them in the oven first. And they'll not take long, they'll take maybe 15-20 minutes, and then I'll get cracking with our risotto. Pop me salmon over there and I'll chop that up in a minute. But first things first, get our pan on. I'm gonna fry off some onions. So just a teaspoon of oil on the bottom of our pan. Pop in our onions, and then we'll just gently leave them to fry for maybe about 5-10 minutes, and then I'll be back. Right, so there we go. Our onions have been cooking for about 7 or 8 minutes. So they've gone all nice and translucent. We don't want them colouring, so just keep them over a low heat. And the next thing we do is we add in our rice. You just want to very gently stir it, just so that that little bit of oil and the onions manage to coat the rice. There we go. And in our other pan, we've just got our stock, just keeping warm. Oh. And yeah, risotto is one of those time-consuming things that we've got to keep an eye on, but it is worth it and it is quite easy. So all we're doing is just a ladleful at a time, putting our stock in with our risotto rice. And then as soon as it's all been absorbed, just add in another one. So the first one got absorbed really quickly, and then the next one will just take a little bit longer. We'll just leave that there to do its thing. Rightio. So I've just taken my sweet potato out of the oven. Like I say, just dead little. They were in there for about 10-15 minutes. So I'll just leave them till we're ready for them. But the thing with risotto is, yes, they're time consuming and you've got to keep standing over them, keep stirring them and everything. But once you get the hang of it, they're dead versatile. You can cook all sorts with them. If you go into the shops and they've got mushrooms are on offer, then just fry up some mushrooms, and then at the towards the end, just give them a stir through. Butternut squash, you could do chicken. In the summer, if you've got broccoli or asparagus, just chop them up dead fine and then just put them in towards the end while your risotto's still cooking, and they'll just cook in there as well, so it's not as if then you've got to use more than one pan. If you do eat meat and you think, how can I eat a little bit more fish, Then you can do salmon, whitefish, prawns, seafood. Yeah, there's loads of options. So there we go. We're getting there. It's fluffing up. It's cooking. We'll pop a little bit more stock in. There we go. I'll just leave that to do its thing for a little bit longer and I'll be back in a bit. Rightio, I'm just going to pop in a couple of handfuls of frozen peas and a little bit more stock. And then those peas will just cook in there alongside the risotto. But at this point you could pop in peas, broad beans, like I said, bits of asparagus or purple sprout and broccoli. Just whatever you've got in the house, whatever's in season. So yeah. There we go. Right, I'm just going to pour in the last of the stock and then I will give it a minute or so to do its thing. There we go. Give it all a really good stir up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the risotto for my other half. And then I'll leave them both in their own pans just to carry on absorbing that bit of stock. If I put that in there for his veggie one, I'll put this in here like that. And then I've just put that salmon in there as well and it'll just cook through. It'll not take long. And then I'll put his sweet potato in that one. Give that a stir up as well. And this next bit is just totally optional. If you're a vegan and you don't have butter, then you could use a plant-based alternative. If you don't eat butter for whatever reason, then you don't have to pop it in. I'm just putting a little bit in. It just makes it a little bit creamier. There we go, and I'll just pop the lids on and leave everything just to carry on cooking for another couple of minutes while I go and get my table all set. I'll be back in a bit. Rightio, there we go. Can you see in there? The risotto's just changed colour. All the rice has absorbed all that moisture and all those peas. So there we go. Just about done. Just need to get all my tea dished up. I'll see you in a bit. So there we go, our teas are all dished up. Just a little bit of lemon juice over the top of the salmon ones. And then yeah, just need to get it going. So, right, so that is our sweet potato risotto with peas and a poached egg on top, just to make sure that he gets enough protein and things. And there is our salmon and pea risotto. So yeah, I'm off to have my tea. I'll see you all later.